What is up, guys? Christian Professional Dad, and I am back with another night video, and this is going to be my recap of Atlanta 2025 Blade Show. Some of you last night was with me in the live stream, and we talked a little bit about this, and I answered a few questions and give you a brief summary of what it was like for me. This is going to be for the rest of the community, but also, more than anything, this is for future Chris. Because future Chris is going to have 5 or 6 Blade shows under his belt. And future Chris is going to want to look back at this present Chris that's only got his very first experience at a Blade show under his belt. And future Chris is going to want to know what and remember what present Chris felt like, what his emotions were, what his experiences were, what stood out, what different, what did he learn from it, what didn't he learn, what would he do different. And this is going to be a record for that. So anybody that's interested in going to future Blade shows, I'll try to give you a few tips and pointers that I learned along the way. Now, I will tell you, at the very end, I'm going to give shout outs to everybody I met, including Ernie. I apologize. Last night, I looked back, I watched my live stream, and I said your name was Aaron, and I apologize. I don't know why. I was talking to somebody else, and I just, slip of the tongue, Freudian slip. I had just been talking to them, and I started mentioning you, and I said, Aaron, I guess it's because your name is so close, Ernie, and his son. I will give some shout outs at the very end and tell you some amazing people that I met and how great it was. All right, first of all, expectations going into this were, I tried to keep limited expectations, and I've been to a lot of conferences before. I'm 50 years old. I've been in sales for 20 to 25 years. I mean, I've been in conferences all over Daytona, New York, Vegas, California, Washington, you name it, I've been there. Detroit, I mean, Chicago, the Windy City. I've been to sales conferences everywhere, and we're talking like major sales conferences where companies from all over the world come and send their sales teams and stuff, and you come and you do 3-day events where you do, banquets, and you do motivational seminars, and you do different training sessions, and there's 100 different auditoriums, and you go into which one. Retention, recruiting and retention. How do we hire people and retain them? Oh, that's in ballroom 3. Let's go over here and watch these 3 different speakers stand up and talk about their experiences and how they have success at retaining people when they hire them. Stuff like that. I've been doing that for a long time. I have spoke in front of thousands and thousands and thousands of people. I've spoken in front of thousands of people one time, many times. So the crowds were not new to me. I've been to Blade Show a few times, so that wasn't new to me. So I had a little bit of expectation, but not really. I just didn't know what I was going to be getting into as far as the Blade Show side of it, because I'm still new to collecting. I've only been collecting for a couple of years. And the first thing I'm going to tell you is this. All right. Anybody that goes for knives, I 100% appreciate and respect you. 100%. Because there are knives that you can only get at Blade Show, whether they're limited release, whether they are customs, whether they're knives that you cannot get. You've got to catch the right drop. You've got to win lotteries. You've got to do this and you've got to do that. And you're only going to ever see them if you show up at Blade Show and you just happen to be one of those people that gets in line first and gets to them before anybody else. If you're that person, you have all my respect in the world. 100%. And there were a lot of those people there. The majority of people, I will tell you this. If you are going to Blade Show just to look at knives and buy some knives, everything that you see at Blade Show, with the exception of what I just mentioned, you can get online. You can get 100% online delivered right to your door. And you don't have to go stand in lines. You don't have to deal with crowds. You don't have to deal with aching legs and back from walking around. You don't have to deal with the temptation of spending money that you don't have. You don't have to deal with the heartache and heartbreak of seeing all these amazing pieces and knives that you absolutely want so bad, but you can't even dream of affording them. You can do all that right there from the comfort of your house. Blade Show is not about the knives. It's called Blade Show. Blade Show is about the community. And I'm going to tell you this, I've been to big conferences before where people show up and we're always in our best. We're always in your nicest, because in those conferences, you always got to present. You always got to give off that image. You've always got to have your best suit. You've always got to have your best watch. You've always got to have your polished and shined shoes. You've always got to roll up in your super nice car, usually rented. You've got to, stay in the nicest rooms. You've got to have your gal in the nicest ball gown with the nicest necklace and the earrings, and it's all a facade. It's all an image. And then you're all talking about positivity, and you're all talking about motivation, and rah, 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 let's go make $1 million, and blah, blah, blah. And when you're there, it feels like work. It feels like you're on stage. It feels like you are playing a part. You're not there for the... Now, they are fun. You do have banquets, and you do have parties, and you do go out with people and afterwards and have massive, different companies will be hosting big parties. And if you're invited, you go, and they give away cars and they give away trips, and they go up and play Stick the Pig, which is where they hold this big, those big glass pickle jars that they still sell, or the big ones that have those cheese puffs and stuff in them. Those big tubes, those plastic jugs and stuff, they will fill that with 20s and 1s and 5s and 10s and scatter in some hundreds in it. And it's called Stick the Pig. And everybody gets one of those little tickets when they come up. And as they go through the day and go through the banquets, they'll call out a number. And if your number is it, you might win a Rolex. I've won a few. You might win a trip. You might win, a lease on a car, a Harley Davidson. I won a Harley one time. You can win all kinds of stuff. Or you get to go up and stick the pig, which is where you go up, you stand back, and they say 3, 2, 1. You stick your hand in there really quick, grab as much, and you got to pull your hand out. You don't get to pick up anything that falls on the floor. You just get to hold what's in your hand, and you try to get as much as you can. We did all that stuff, and it was all fun. So you do fun stuff, but it is work, and it's all fake. It's all fake. And you do make friends and stuff, but it's all fake. Blade Show was the salt of the earth, people. I mean, every person there was fantastic. There was no agendas there. There was no agendas there. There was no puffery, snobbery, none of that. There was a genuine love of community and knives and EDC and swords and blade steels and brands and YouTube and Instagram, all of that. It was fantastic. From the day you get there, and I got there the day before, and I was walking around and getting an idea where things were and stuff like that, getting my bearings, and I saw people everywhere that I've known by watching on YouTube for a long time. They were everywhere. I couldn't believe it. It was unreal. Fantastic. And do you know what? Every single one of those people was so cool. You get that, you ever hear those people like they're celebrities and they say, I'm just a normal person. They're not. These people acted like they were just normal people, because they are. They're just YouTube people, and they talk about knives and stuff, and they just happen to have a large audience to talk about them, and they're super, super cool, and they're very famous in our world, but they're just people, and they act like that, and I appreciated it so daggone much. They were so awesome and amazing. So if you want to go to Blade Show, if you are one of those people and you are going for a lottery knife, or you're going for a very limited edition that's only going to be available for a certain time, and you've been trying to get your hands on this custom knife from this custom maker, and you can't, but he's going to be a Blade Show and you're going to show up, and that's just what you're going for, 100% it's that. And that opportunity is there, and that's real, and people do that, and they stand in line and they spend a fortune doing it. And if you're one of those people, it's the place to be, because you can find anything you're looking for. But the vast majority of people, I will tell you that anything that you find at Blade Show, with the exception of what I just mentioned, you can get online. Go to Blade Show for the community. Go to Blade Show for the experience. Go to Blade Show because you're going to meet other like-minded people and you're going to feel, I got people that I love in my life that are very close to me. And if I was to whip out a Chris Reeves Umnazon and talk about spending $700-800 on that, they're going to look at me like I'm absolutely idiotic. Like I've lost my mind. Like, what the heck are you talking about? It's just a knife. That's the way that 99.9999999% of the people in my life look at it. But when you're in Blade Show and you're around a whole bunch of other people, anyone that you whip out that knife from in front of, you'll never hear, why would you spend that money on that knife? They'll be like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. And you're like, yes, finally. People get it. People understand. And that's what you're surrounded by. Blade Show is fantastic. All right, so that's what I would recommend to everyone. Go to Blade Show for the community. Go to Blade Show for the experience. Go to Blade Show for the people. Go to Blade Show for people that you want to meet. The makers and stuff, you want to go up and shake some people's hands, get some pictures with them. It's the experience. It really is the experience. There are fantastic knives there. I saw knives there that I couldn't even imagine. But I wasn't going to get to bring those home. I wasn't going to get to buy those. I couldn't have afforded those. So yeah, it was cool seeing them. I much more enjoyed seeing the maker, shaking the maker's hand, saying, hey, how you doing? I'm Chris. Nice to meet you, man. I love what you do, man. You're awesome. Them getting to know my name and me getting to know them, that was way cooler than the knives. Because, now it'd have been different if I got to bring home a knife. Chris showed me a Rosie. And that thing was the most beautiful, amazing knife I've ever held. I couldn't afford that. There's no way I could have afforded that knife. I much rather have met him, shook his hand, hung out with him and his friend Sam. I'd much rather done that all day long, any day of the week, than that knife. That knife, I would love to own that knife. Now, if I could have owned that knife, that would have changed the game. But I ain't. That's not my wheelhouse. I'm not financially affording that. So hanging out with Chris and Sam, that was what was important to me. So go to it with the right expectations. Go to it for the right reasons. Know what you're going for. All right, some tips that I learned. Number one, get the early bird. If you are absolutely 100% for sure going for something that's very limited, the maker only is going to have 100 of them there, and you better be the first 100 people, something like that, get the early bird. And you better get there early. I'm not talking 8 o'clock. I'm not talking 7 o'clock. You better get there at 6 o'clock in the morning and be one of the first people in line, because by 8 o'clock, that line is so long. And you better also, I don't care if you throw it away when you get in the door. Spend $20 on a folding chair that you can dispose of, or that you can put a strap on it and carry it around on your back. I don't care. But you better have a chair with you, because you'll be standing in line for hours, and standing up for hours, especially when you're in my condition, is terrible. It's not good. Take you a folding chair so that you can sit in line. If you are not one of those people that is after a knife, specific knife that's limited, that's hard to get, I would not waste my time or money on a on early bird. I wouldn't do it, because I'm going to tell you right now, you can go at 7 o'clock and stand in line till 10 and get in an hour earlier than the other people that's standing in a long line. It's going to take you an hour to get inside and get your bearings and find out what you're looking for. By the time you do that, all the other people are already coming in. I would much rather just wait until 12. The doors are open. Just go right on in. You don't have to wait in line. Sleep in. Enjoy it. Hang out the night before. Stay up late with your friends. Meet some people. Talk all night long. Have a great time. And go in. Sleep in the next morning. Go in at noon. And go in. Again, unless you are looking for specific knives. Then it's a different story. Make sure you take a chair if you are going to be in an early bird. Make sure that you are on time, not even 2 minutes late. I'm not going to get onto that story. I was right. They was wrong. There's no doubt about that. It's been proven, but that story doesn't matter. Make sure if you get an early bird and you've got to be there within a specific time to get it, get it. If it's 1 minute late, they will not give it to you. And you got to remember, Blade Show is a big thing, and they're dealing with thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people. And every single one of those thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people has a story. They all want to be heard. They all need to tell why they was this, or why they was late, or why they did this, or how they got there, or what happened when they was on their way, and all their experiences and what they're excited about being there for. And it's not that the people at Blade Show don't care. It's just that they don't care. Because they hear it over and over and over, and they don't have time. They've got other things to do. They are on mission. They are not there to enjoy the show like you are. They're there to work. It's a job to them. And they've got tons of people to deal with, and you're just another number. As important as you are, as important as I am to myself, I'm nobody to them. And that's exactly the way it should be. I'm nobody. And I shouldn't be anybody, because they've got a job to do, and that comes first. And if I'd have stood there and I'd have made my case and proved my point, yeah, it would have. But what's the point? Why be a jerk? Why make their day harder? Those people are good people with a job to do. So remember, when you go to Blade Show, all those people that are rushing around, all those people who are really, really cool people, and they were all super, super nice. All super nice, don't get me wrong. But remember, I saw a couple people that was snappy and jerks to some Blade Show employees. And me and Kim was laughing about it. There was one guy that was out there being that guy, making a scene out front, being the loud guy. And I mean, come on, man, you don't have to do that. It was just so obnoxious. Those people are just there doing a job, and they're hosting the Blade Show for us and putting it together. They come first. They come first. Whatever they need to make their job easier, we'll all be okay. The knives are going to be there when we get in there. Read your maps. Pre-advanced, read your maps. Don't get there and read the map. Because I'm going to tell you right now, the map is terrible. Yeah, the map is okay, and it'll give you an idea where you're going, but even then, it's so hard to get around and find your way. They don't have they do have them marked, but then the cloths on the tables would be folding over, and they'd be covering the marks on the floor, so you wouldn't even know what booth number you're at or what aisle you're at, and you're looking around and there's no markings, and you're like, what aisle am I in? How am I supposed to keep up with it? It was chaotic. You want to study your maps. If there's somebody you want to see and you want to experience, you need to. I'm terrible about that. I fly by the seat of my pants on everything in life. Blade Show sent me 100 emails before the email, the previous month, all the way up to the day of. Emails. Don't miss out on this, or guess who's going to be here, or this is a map for Blade Show, or this is where all your favorite, and I just skip all those things. I don't read on. Now other people do, and other people went in there prepared. I didn't. I went in there and flew by the seat of my pants, and I thought that was going to work, because it always works for me, because I don't take anything too serious. It is what it is. I'll get there or I won't. If I don't get there in time, oh well, no biggie. If I do get there in time, great. I fly by the seat of my pants. It's always worked for me. It's very chaotic. It drives people around me crazy, but it's just my style. It was a nightmare for me though, because I was unprepared. For once in my life, I felt like I should have prepared. I should have read the map. I should have learned where people are. I kept hearing people say, you're going to go in here and you'll never see the same thing twice. You're going to go in here and it will take you all 3 days to see everything. And I'm sitting there thinking, it's a big auditorium. If I literally walk up and down the aisles, I'll make it to the front, to the back in less than an hour, and I will have walked every aisle and seen every booth. What's the big deal? Oh, 3 days, and I still didn't know where anything was. I still didn't see half the stuff that I wanted to see. There was all kinds of makers I still didn't get to, and brands that I did not find. And I was there all 3 days. And it was chaotic. Get an agenda. I also was like, I went in there, I was like, these are the knives that I'd really like to see or try to get if I can, because people wanted me to pick up knives. I picked up TKL for a certain person. I picked up Spyderco 10V Shaman for somebody. I picked up other stuff for other people. I mean, I picked up a lot of stuff for people. So I just went in there and just kind of floated around and just looked for stuff and tried to find stuff as I went. Sorry, I'm getting a phone call. And I just walked around and just tried to get find stuff. I should have prepared. I should have wrote down what I wanted, what I was looking for, and went in there with an agenda. I should have wrote down with priorities and planned it out, but I don't plan. And I have a saying, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Now, when I was actually working and stuff like that, and I was actually doing sales teams and stuff like that, you've got to. There's a big difference. You got to do it there. But just in my normal life and stuff like that, I don't, because I don't want to make anything because then it becomes work. And then it's no fun to me. Then it's work and it's a job and it's a hassle, and I don't want to put that much into it. I don't want to put enough into it where it goes from, this is just fun, I'm experiencing something, to, oh my God, I got to take this so serious, and if I don't get this and don't see this and I don't get that and I don't do this and blah, 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 and I don't get here and I don't get there and I don't meet this person and don't shake that person's hand, oh my gosh, it's going to be a disaster. I don't want to get to that point. So, and it's just the way that I am. I know other people aren't like that, and I respect that. I appreciate that. But in this situation, I, in the future, will write down what I want to get, what my priorities are, and I will spend my time when I get there doing that. After that, then I can fly by the seat of my pants and just go around and see, oh, that's cool. Let's go over here and check this out and stuff like that. But if not, you will find yourself the last days scurrying around just like I did, trying to find certain things. And, it is what it is. And it wasn't a pain or anything like that. It just made it more complicated. And it stressed me out because I didn't want to fail people. I didn't want to tell somebody that I was able to do something and not be able to do it for them. People trust you, then you gotta, if you tell somebody you're going to do it, you got to do it. And, or you got to die trying. And not that serious. I mean, that's an exaggeration, of course, but you got to make sure that when you say you're going to do something, you got to do it. You got to deliver. Empty promises, we all got them. Now, there's no perfect people in this world. There's only perfect intentions. But if you make commitments, you got to try to live up to them. So I didn't like the experience of being on the last day and still trying to fulfill promises. And thankfully, for the most part, I did everything. With the exception of Rooster. I apologize for that way that happened, Rooster, on the live stream. I really wanted to do that. I kind of had a feeling that they were already sold out, but when I saw that it did, it was like, oh, maybe they're not. And I walked up, but yeah, they were already sold out. But definitely write stuff down. Definitely go with an agenda. Also, another reason that you need to go in, and this is something for me, another reason that you have got to go into Blade Show 100% with an agenda. Wrote down and go to your agenda first. Do not just go get lost in what. There are too many things that you are going to see. And I'm talking to the future Chris right now. There are too many things that you're going to see that you're going to want. And by the time you get to the agenda, you can't get the agenda. Because you saw all those other things that you wanted along the way. So get to what you're after, get it, then deal with everything else. Then when you see stuff like, oh, that's cool, I'd love to get that. Well, I'll just have to wait till it drops. You know, that's a better thing than something that's going to drop in a week that you can get no problem, but then you get to your agenda that's only going to be there for right now and you can't get it because, oh, shoot, man, daggone it. You know, so plan it out. Plan it out, write stuff down, go in with a purpose, go in with an agenda. But more than anything, have fun. Because that's what it is. Blade Show is fun. It's fun. It's expensive. You're going to tell you a funny thing. I went to Spyderco because some people was with me on the live stream and they wanted me to check out some Spydercos. And I went over there and Spyderco was talking about all these deals that they were giving. Oh, because of Blade Show, we're giving these deals. We're giving these deals. And I knew it, and I called it too. But here's the deal. If I'm that guy, if I go up to somebody and ask them what they want for something, and I hear their price, and I think it's too much, it's too expensive, I'm not going to say that. It's their product. They can charge whatever they want. That drives me crazy when somebody has to sit and tell somebody they hear a price and then they got to go on this little tirade about how that's too expensive and they shouldn't be charging that and I can get this, then go get it there. You know, I can't do that. Now, nobody was doing that or anything like that. And everybody was saying that in the chats, but that was because they was talking to me. I don't think anybody, because everybody in the chats are cool people, and I don't think anybody in the chats would have actually done that either because I got a feeling of kind of who these people are, and they all have a lot of couth about them, I can tell. So none of them would have done that either, I could tell. But I did hear that a lot this weekend. I heard that a lot. People would hear the price, and then they would start going off like this salesperson that works there dictates what the price is, and they got anything to do with it. You know, you don't do that. If you don't like the price, just go on. Just don't buy it. Yeah, you know it's too much. You know it's too much. But don't. So when I was at the Spyderco booth and they was telling us that price, I called it too. That was not Blade Show prices. That was everyday prices. You can get a Shaman for $270 all day long, every day. The Shaman lightweight. The Shaman lightweight with BD-N1 steel and molded injection handles should not be $270 at Blade Show. I can get a Shaman with XHP micarta handles for $280. What is going on here? That is not Blade Show prices. Now, was I going to stand there and tell that guy that? No. I was like, okay, thank you, man. No problem. And I move on. But I knew that and I thought that. I was like, so you're going to hear that a lot. You're going to hear all these big, don't get caught up in the hype. Don't get caught up in the hype. There's, it's easy to say don't impulse buy, but we all impulse buy. It is what it is. I mean, that's why they put stuff next to the cash register in gas stations. You see a $5 sucker that has a little helicopter on top. My kids see them all the time. It's $5. There is a 15-cent sucker inside that I can get for $3 in a bag of gumdrop suckers for $3. And there's 100 of them in the bag. Or I can pay $5 for one because it has a Dollar Tree toy spinning on top of it. There's a reason that they put that stuff there. It's impulse buy. And people impulse buy at Blade Show, and a lot of people did impulse buy. It is what it is. It's just natural. But the coolest thing that I saw there, the Bradford Guardian lightweights are home runs. They are home runs. Fantastic. They're amazing. The Shaman 10V with River's Edge cutlery, fantastic home runs. As a matter of fact, let me show you guys. $10V, Python micartas, $10V, fantastic price. I got this for the price that they was trying to charge me, a lightweight with injection molded plastic handles and BD1 in steel. I got this for $10 more than they wanted for that at the Spyderco booth. It was outrageous what they was charging. But that's cool. That was really awesome. ProTech and Chavez auto collaborations was awesome. Heretic had some cool stuff. Chris Reeves, Sabenzas there. I've never seen so many Sabenzas and Green Berets and Cosis in one place. They were amazing. Amazing. It was insane. Spartan Harseys. I've never seen so many in one place. How many? Melissa Backwoods was so kind and cool. She knew what my channel was. When I mentioned my channel, she was like, oh, I've heard of you. I know your stuff. That was so mind-blowing. Are you serious? Because I asked her, I said, hey, I got a viewer. I bought a knife previously the day before for the viewer. She had a line. It was one of her little warnings. She had a line of people there. I didn't want to be that guy standing in line just to wait and talk her ear off for 2 seconds. So I just waited. The next day I came back. I called her for a second. She walked by. I said, hey, I got one of your knives yesterday. She's like, oh, that's so cool. That's awesome. Thank you. And I said, I've got a viewer that is a huge fan, and the knife was for him. Do you think that you could say hi to him? And she 100% did it really cool. She was so awesome. And she's like, you got your viewers, does that mean you got a channel? And I told her, yeah. And I said, she said, what's in the title? And I told her, she said, I know you. I've heard of you. She said, yeah, I know your stuff. That's so cool. She said, yeah, I've seen you before. That's awesome. I was blown away. Tomas, saw him. Awesome dude. He was so kind and cool. Zach in the Wild on the live stream from the floor gave me a Boker for the giveaway yesterday. Walked right up to him, said hi. He was like, oh, you want to give a Boker away? I was like, absolutely. Took me right in there, gave me a Boker out of his own hands. It was so cool. Zach in the Wild, Zach Whitmore, amazing dude, amazing dude. The people at TKL. McNeese gave a shout out to Master Sergeant. That was so awesome. He didn't have to do that. Thank you. Awesome people. Amazing, amazing people. It was absolutely fantastic. I met so many people that I have seen on TV, well, not TV, but YouTube. Well, basically on my TV because I watch YouTube on my TV. But I've seen them on YouTube for years. And here they are standing in front of me. Jared, Neves Knives, right there. Melissa Backwoods, Naked and Afraid. Is that what she was on? Or she wasn't on that, was she? She was on Alone. I don't know what show. I'm sorry if she wasn't on Naked and Afraid. I don't know what show she was on. I never followed her like that. She was on a show. On a real show, and then she got big in the knife world. But regardless, her channel's massive. And there she was, standing right there, talking to me. That was so cool. I'll tell you somebody I met. And it was the honor of my life to meet him. There's a guy named Adam Brown. And there's a book wrote about him called Fearless. He was a dev crew operator, SEAL Team 6. And if you don't know the story, you need to watch it. You need to read the book. Or just look it up or read about him. the most amazing. If you want to feel bad about yourself and understand how much you have not accomplished and how much you have not making the most of your potential, read Fearless. And you'll understand what you're capable of if you ever wanted to apply yourself. Because that man overcome a crack addiction, 11 felonies, to go into the Navy, become a Navy SEAL. Then he got his hand crushed in Afghanistan, had to learn how to shoot with his non-dominant hand. Then he lost an eye, literally had a glass eye because he got shot with a sim round in his eye. Had to learn how to shoot with his non-dominant eye. They called him the bobblehead. He still went on to become a SEAL Team 6 member. Amazing man. Everything in his life was no, you can't. And everything in his life he knocked down and said, yes, I can. And he accomplished it. Was a huge Christian that spread his gospel and his message all over the world. He got churches around the world to donate shoes to kids in Afghanistan while he was over there fighting the Taliban and Al-Qaeda in Afghanistan. Well, he had a SEAL Team 6 brother named Dom, who has been on the Sean Ryan podcast and other podcasts, and he's huge, and everybody knows him. He's got a big Instagram channel, a big YouTube channel. Crushing Everything is what his YouTube channel and Instagram is called. Crushing Everything. Follow him. His name is Dom. He was a SEAL Team 6 member, and he started a tactical company, gear, knives, and stuff like that. And he created a knife called the Razorback because Adam Brown, the SEAL Team 6 guy that Phyllis is about, that died in 2011, he was an Arkansas Razorback fan. So Dom made a knife called the Razorback. And I saw that knife right there. The whole setup, I talked to Dom. I shook his hand. It was an honor to meet him. We're all cool people. We're all good people. We all have the best of intentions. But the people, in my opinion, heroes are not the guys that can shoot a basketball. Heroes are not the guys that can run faster than anybody else or that can throw a football farther. I promise you, I can throw a football far. I played football. I was a pretty good athlete. I was a really good athlete. I'm 50 years old, and I can still go out there if my body could hold up. And I still, and I'm not trying to say this to brag, I can still go out there and run the courts on anybody with the basketball. Promise you right now, I can play. I never looked up to those kind of people. They're cool. I appreciate their skills. The people that I look up to, the people that I think are idols and role models and heroes, are people that serve their country. The people that wear a uniform, whether it's a paramedic, whether it's a firefighter, whether it's a nurse, whether it's a soldier, whether it's somebody like my son who's an airman in the Air Force, whether it's somebody like Dom and Adam who goes into harm's way to fight for our country, Master Sergeant, Zach, William, on and on and on. So many of you guys are heroes to me. That's who I look up to. I respect those kind of men. I'm a William Wallace guy. I'm a Braveheart guy. You know, I'm a Braveheart guy. That's who I've always been. I was born in the wrong century. That's the way it is. Meeting those people. All right, Brad, you were awesome coming up, saying hi to me, introducing yourself. Thank you. Ernie and your son, that was so cool. Meeting your son meant more to me probably than any other viewer that I met, and I'm appreciated every viewer. But the fact that somebody was willing to introduce, you all know my kids. So the fact that I got to meet one of yours, that was awesome. That meant a lot to me. Darkwater, the kid at Big Idea Design, I didn't catch your name, but you told me that you watch my stuff while you're trading with Big Idea Design. That penny for that's go to Big Idea Design, follow their stuff. You'll see what I'm talking about. A kid traded a penny for a keyring multi-tool, and he's got to carry it. And next year he's going to bring back what he up-traded that tool, up-trade, and next year he's going to bring it back and trade it. And I can't remember what he's going to trade for, but it's going to be awesome. And they're following that. So that's going to be a good story to follow. The guys from Big Idea Design gave me a shout out on the channel and stuff. I appreciate that. They were awesome, and they got commercials and everything on YouTube. Who else did I meet? All kinds of people came up to me and was like, "Hey, I watch your stuff." And I appreciate. I couldn't believe it. It was just so awesome of all of you. Chris, Sam, you guys are great. Ken, I will forever consider you guys friends forever. If we never meet again, ever again, 100%, you guys, I love you all to death. You guys are good people, salt of the earth, and I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'm so glad I got to meet you and shake your hands. Daniel, wish I'd have got to meet you. I'd love to meet you in person. Chris Warris, I would have loved to met you in person. I would have loved to met so many of you in person. Kentucky Tactical was there. I'd love to have met them. So I didn't get to see David C. Anderson. I would love to have met him. Yeah. So it was, all in all, it's fun. I picked up a lot of stuff. The majority of this is not mine, but a lot of stuff. I mean, a lot of stuff. And you all have seen this ain't my stuff. I got to send this off to people. Hats. That baseball bat, guys, let me show you this. Oh, yeah. And here's all the stuff, knives and everything else that we gave away. Stuff was being donated left and right to the channel. People would find out that I was live streaming, that I had a channel. Like this bat from RMJ Tactical. Look at this bat. That's not an image put on. That's etched into the wood. That's etched into the wood. That was given to the channel by somebody at RMJ Tactical for the giveaway. Zach in the Wild gave me the Boker automatic for the giveaway. That's all in here. There's all kinds of stuff in here. One person won all this. Harley Davidson won all this. Knives, flashlights. There's several knives in here. Flashlight, pen, Big Idea Design pen, Swiss Army knife. There's all kinds of swag. Blade Bench gave us a hat for the giveaway. All kinds of stuff. Bradford, Nicole, best salesperson I've ever met in my life. I always thought I was pretty good. Let me tell you. She'll dance circles around you. I was in a room full of thousands of people, and she made me feel like I was the only person there. She's awesome. Nicole at Bradford is amazing. It was an honor to meet her as well. And she's such a beautiful lady. I mean, not physically. I mean, she is physically. But just the way that she carries herself and as kind as she is to people. She's a beautiful lady. She's just so nice and kind. Everybody. It was awesome. But the big takeaway is it's 100% worth it. It's an amazing experience. You will have the time of your life if you go with the expectations that, know what you're going for. And when you go for that and do that. Then afterwards, enjoy it and everything. It's very expensive. One other thing. Buy the daggone pass, the 3-day pass. Even if you're only going to go for 1 day, you might go for 2 days. Buy the 3-day pass in advance for $80. Otherwise, you're paying $35 a day. It's outrageous. It is crazy expensive. Buy the 3-day pass if there's any chance you're going to go 2 days or more. Make sure you're going to get the 3-day pass because that comes with early bird. Also, parking. Stay in the hotel if you can. Get the hotel there through Blade Show so you get a discount. Reserve a room at the hotel. That way your parking is covered. Otherwise, parking is outrageous. Every single time. If I went down the street to go get something to eat and came back, another $10 to park. I had to leave and go meet my son, come back, another $10 to park. I was like, I literally was just parked here and paid for the parking, and I only left for 5 minutes. I'm right back. Oh, you got to pay again. You leave again, $10. You come 2 times a day, $20. Most parking spots were $20. Some of them were $10, but they filled up quick. And the other spare ones were $20 a piece to park there. And if you leave and come back, you're paying $20 again. If you're going to come once a day, even if you're going to only come in the morning and leave in the evening when it closes, $20 a day just for parking. Minimum, it's $10 a day just for parking. Parking is outrageous. When you add that up, along with the cost of your room, everything else, plus the convenience on top of it, pay that little bit extra money and get the room at the place, at the convention. It might cost you a little bit more than a room down the road will, but after you add in parking, after you add in the convenience, the time it takes, because traffic in Atlanta is a nightmare. Trust me, if you plan on being there at 8, you better leave at 6:30. Traffic's a nightmare. With all that added up, it's worth that little extra money to get a room at the hotel, so you don't have to pay for parking. You got valet parking. You're right there at the convention. You leave your room, go down, go right back up to your room when you're done with the Blade Show. You're right there. You don't got to travel far. Plus, you're right there for at nighttime when the pit is. Also, if you're going and you're staying at another hotel, make sure you come back after Blade Show to the hotel that's there, because there's so many people, all the major makers, all the major YouTubers, everything else hang out there in the pit, bar, restaurant, everything else. It's amazing. It's a gigantic friend fest, party, whatever you want to call it. It's amazing. It's fantastic. So I loved Blade Show. It was an amazing experience. I hurt the entire time. It was 100% worth it, though. I will do it all over again and again and again. I can't wait to go to the next one. I do want to go to Texas. 100% want to go to Blade Show, Texas. I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I would definitely be going to Atlanta every single year, and I'm really excited for it. Fantastic. So yeah, guys, it was 100% awesome. I will be showing you reviews on all these knives, Bradford's, Spyderco's, all these other knives, Chavez, Hinderer, couple Work Sharps, couple TKLs. I'll get you videos on all these and do reviews, and then I will send these out to everybody that they belong to. So I appreciate you guys. All right, I'm Chris M, Professional Dad. I wish all of you sharp knives and happy lives, and I will see you in the next one.